Ryan, if you had to pick just one private island from a cruise stop that you'd go back to again and again, which one would you pick?
Oh, I mean, I like them all, but the food is the differentiator, probably. If the lunch options aren't good, I'm back on the ship before dessert.
And that's why we're doing this show, guys. Not all private islands are built the same.
Yeah, today we're going to rank all the big ones, say which island fits which kind of traveler.
It's the Private Island Showdown.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome back to One Slice at a Time, the show where we break travel into bite-sized pieces that you can use right now. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Ryan. Today, we're talking about private islands linked to cruise lines. Those stops that are part of your cruise itinerary, where you get off the ship and into a beach day or a water park zone. Some are calm, some are packed, some are basically mini resorts.
We're going to run through all of the major ones that the U.S. cruisers go to: Disney, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian.
Then we'll tell you which island suits which type of traveler best, from families to adults only to groups with lots of ages.
But before we jump right into it, let's explain what we mean. We're calling a private island in cruise terms like a place that a cruise line either owns or controls, that their ships get to send those passengers ashore. The cruise line builds the food spots, the lounges, the facilities, the beaches, the water play areas. It's basically a complete stop under the cruise line's design.
Yeah, that's right. If you can imagine like the perfect beach day that you might see on a postcard, that's what the cruise lines have tried to create. And I'll say that the ones I've gone to have succeeded in bringing that image to life. And since the cruise lines have complete control, you don't have customs. You don't have the whole like looking for a taxi thing. You don't have figuring out buses. You get off the ship and into something that's set up just for the cruisers, for you. I know a lot of cruisers that absolutely love this, but I also know some cruisers that don't even want to see these things in their itinerary. So it really depends on you and your tastes.
Right. Some travelers just want a calm day with an umbrella and a drink in hand. Others are going to want slides, bars, food, and lots of activities.
Yeah, let's start this island guide.
Sure. And of course, guys, first we're going to talk about Disney because it's me and Ryan. To start off, let's talk about Castaway Cay, Disney's first private island. It's a private stop in the Bahamas. It's set up in like zones, a family beach zone, an adult beach zone. There's even an area where you can run a 5K if you'd like.
Too. Yeah.
I've done it. Won't do it again. Check mark.
Yeah. Fair. They've got the paddle boards, snorkeling spots, barbecue spots on the beach. Food is solid. Beach music filled, islandy, but not too loud.
Right. This is best for Disney fans and families. It's very organized. If you want a chill beach day, that's easy to navigate with kids. Man, this one is hard to beat.
Yeah, it's a weak spot if you're looking for big slides and big thrills, though, right?
Right. They do have an area that's set up kind of like a water play area for the bigger kids. You actually have to be like 48 or 52 inches and a good swimmer to even swim out to where the water slides are. But again, they're not big water slides, and there's probably like 3 or 4 of them, and that is it.
Yeah. Let's talk about like what it's like when you get off the ship, because I will say first, a lot of times, Stephanie, you and I are talking about Disney Cruise Line, and we are like, it's a different vacation than an other cruise. And I think these private islands are part of that. You have so much activity on the ship, and then you go to Disney's private island, and maybe there's a Nassau stop in there too, but like you don't even get off the ship for that one.
Right.
The whole experience is a Disney experience. And I mentioned earlier, like you don't need, all the things. You're not doing customs or taxis or any of that stuff. You are going to need to take that key to the world card. You're going to need that whenever you get off the ship, including at the private island. But as soon as you get off the ship at Castaway Cay, there's like this little station with some decorations, depending on the season. It might be Christmas themed or whatever. They'll take your picture there. You get a little glass of water, and then you kind of continue on towards the beach. Then you can get a picture with the ship behind you. And you should, especially if you're collecting ships. But within 5 minutes, you're at the beach.
It is a very close walk. And like you said, you're kind of entertained along the way. And if you don't even want to walk the 5 minutes, they have a tram stop there. The tram stop will take you to Serenity Bay or further down the beach to more the family area of the beach. So there's even along the walk, it's not a long walk, but they do offer a tram service pretty quickly as soon as you get off the ship. So I'd say 2-3 minutes, you're at a tram spot. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a long stretch of beach with a couple of different feed spots that cater to depending on where you are on the beach. So it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you feel about Serenity Bay, the adults only area on this one? I've never really got to experience it for too long because I'm always traveling with children, but
you're entertaining.
I do hop over there, got a drink because I couldn't stay there, checked it out and left.
Yeah, it's a real short tram ride to start. It's like maybe 5. And you get over there and when you're there, like I said, you go there to the bar.
It's a good bar.
It's good because it's not real busy. You're going to be able to easily get a drink, or you can go set your stuff down on the beach, claim your chair, and somebody will walk around and bring you one. And then there's also a food spot there as well. So if you want to have lunch, you don't have to go all the way back, take the tram and all that stuff.
Right.
And the water's real calm, just like over on the family side. So you can go out there and enjoy it. I will say this, if you're going in January or February, the ocean's not heated. So it may be a little bit cold.
Heads up.
And that's going to be true of all our private island stops in the Bahamas.
That's for sure.
But yeah, no, I
would also say, they have cabanas on both the family side and the adults only side. So even if you're traveling with adults only, you can snag a cabana and still stay away from the kiddos.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about cabanas because I have never been able to get a cabana on a Disney cruise, whether we're talking about Lookout Cay or Castaway Cay like we are right now. You've got to be staying in concierge or have super good status with Disney Cruise Line to even have a shot. Like you
even get a chance.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have it in the bag by booking concierge because those people with the high status do have sort of first dibs.
And I would say, guys, if a cabana is really, really, really what you want, give yourself the best option by going to Disney's private islands on a smaller ship like the Fantasy or the Dream, not the Wish, the Treasure, or the Destiny, and stay in concierge. We haven't done it yet just because we had 3 people, and the cabanas can fit like 8 to 10 people. We just don't need this big cabana. It wasn't like the cost analysis for us for 3 people just didn't work out. And we had lots of stuff to do on the island that we wanted to do. Next time, especially if I'm traveling with a bigger group and have a bigger family with me, we'll most definitely get a cabana.
Yeah. The economics don't necessarily work that well for 3 people. With 2 adults and 1 child. If it was like 3, if you were there on like a girls trip, we were splitting it amongst 3 different adults. Maybe it makes more sense. But when it's a family, you're going out of pocket for the whole thing. When Eva's going to enjoy the beach,
riding the bike,
beach. All the
making
other things.
me run a 5K.
Oh, geez,
all these things.
Let's switch over to Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point, the other private island. This one is totally different.
Completely different feel. This one's more about the culture of the Bahamas and nature and the beauty of the Bahamas, to where Castaway Cay feels very Disney. And this has Disney touches, don't get me wrong, but they've taken that, let's even go the Nat Geo route of the Disney brand and injected it here at Lookout Cay.
Yeah, like you said, it leans into the natural beauty of the culture. The beaches are wider, the water is clear. It feels a little bit less theme park. I have a person who has only been to Lookout Cay, hasn't been to Castaway, and they absolutely adore the snorkeling here at Lookout Cay.
Much better.
So, I have been twice myself. One time I got out, I did the whole thing. I went to the adults section, was there the whole day. And the other time I stayed on the ship and looked at Lookout Cay. It's a nice place. Like we mentioned, the cabanas work the same way here. So if you want those, then you have to book concierge.
And we'll have to get like the elephant in the room is that walk from the ship across the pier to the beach. Because the first thing you're going to hear people talk about when they talk about this island and Disney's newest setup is this walk. So they did that long pier to protect the reef. Because again, this is about natural beauty and about protecting the island. Ryan, you've done that walk. Tell us a little bit more about what to expect.
Well, and the reason I wanted to set it up with Castaway before, where you get off and there's the picture stop and all the things, you do like little things along the way, is it's different than Lookout. And even if you're having breakfast or dinner the night before, the wait staff probably going to be like, listen, it's a 20-minute walk before you get to the island. And I don't know that it's a 20-minute walk. It looks real intimidating because, you look out at it, it looks like a long pier. I don't think it's
shade.
There is no shade. No. And so I don't know that it's 20 minutes, but it is more than 10.
Right.
And then once you get through that walk, then you have to take a tram over to the beach area. There's nothing to do at the end of that walk except get on a tram. So it's clunky in the sense that, the disembarking process and the embarking process, it's just a little bit more work. Not to say that you're not going to go here and have an amazing time.
Wonderful. Yeah.
I would not not book a trip because Lookout Key is on your itinerary instead of Castaway. I wouldn't even think about that. I wouldn't even consider it. It's just like when you're comparing the two, I like Castaway better, but not everybody agrees with me. Like I said, the snorkeling is so good at Lookout.
So just a quick question. The pier, like we said, is to protect the reef. Would you rather have that long walk or have to tender at this private island?
I would never choose tender. Like that's not something I would do.
Agreed.
Like I mentioned before.
Talk about clunky. Ooh.
Like I didn't get off the ship the second time I went. I would probably never even get if it was a tender. It's just not, it's not fun.
Like, I've seen it from here. I think they need to put a Skyliner in.
There you go. From the ship, just hook it right up and boom.
From the ship, boom, Skyliner over. I think it'd be great.
And like I mentioned on several of our shows where we talk about Disney Cruise Line, whenever you have these private island days, don't stick it out all the way to the end. Come back just a little early so you can do the Aqueduct or the Aqua Mouse or something.
Yes.
Yeah, before it's too crowded.
Yeah, agreed. So let's switch it up. Let's talk about Norwegian Cruise Line's Great Stirrup Cay. This is their stop in the Bahamas. It's newer. It has a huge water park area, slides, and a big floating obstacle course. So if you want something for the kids to do, or the adults, they definitely got a lot to do here.
Yeah, and I was here in January. I was just there. And there has been a lot of news about all the work that Norwegian is doing for this destination. And it was still in progress. But the most important thing was the pier. Because up until like 2-3 months ago, you had to tender at Great Stirrup Cay. You don't have to anymore. You get off the pier, you walk, you take a tram over to the place, and then you're there at the beach.
It is awesome. So, for us, one of the most important things is how is the food? Because really, you're stuck on the private island. And we didn't really speak to the food at Disney is a barbecue. It's pretty good. It's included. So tell me about the differences with the food at the Great Stirrup Cay.
Okay. So disclaimer, I did get a cabana at Great Stirrup Cay.
Yes.
So my experience may not be the same as other people's experience, but let me talk about the cabana experience because it kind of bleeds over into the food.
Yes.
So I have no clue what the normal food offering is at Great Stirrup Cay because I didn't experience it. I think it's probably similar to like barbecue or whatever. But at the cabanas, there is not, like we'll talk about Perfect Day in a second. When you look at Perfect Day, you're going to have a cabana person who is bringing you food and stuff. And, you don't have to leave the cabana for anything except to go to the bathroom. At Great Stirrup Cay, the cabanas they're kind of, you have to take that first tram and then you have to take a second tram to get to the cabana section. And you're on a beach that is very quiet. And it's not right on the beach, the cabanas. They're, you have to walk across the beach and then you have to kind of cross the little walking path and then you go up a little hill and there's the cabanas. So you can look out from the cabanas and you see the ocean and it's beautiful, but you're not like right on the beach.
See.
And in this section where I was, they had a food truck. So you didn't have like the barbecue, all that stuff. All that was really there was this food truck. And The food was decent. I got, like you can get a pulled pork sandwich, you can get, sort of like tacos and fish tacos, things like that. So the food was pretty good. It was not a big operation over there. Enjoyed it. And then the lady did come by a few times to take our drink order. And when she did, we just ordered several drinks because we just put them in the cooler that was there.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So cabanas, we talked about if they were pricey. Like, so yeah, Disney, I've never even had the opportunity to see the price. Here, it's about $8 to $900 for the day.
Super affordable.
Yeah, and it fits 8 people. So
that's good. Yeah,
so it's not bad at all. And but you don't have, like I said, you don't have all the services that you probably have at Disney.
Right, with the Disney cabanas. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. But there is stuff to do. Like as we were sitting there in the cabanas, so like we'd look up and there's like obstacle course. People are zip lining by and stuff like that.
Wow.
There's a whole set of things to do there. And like I said, they're expanding it. So they're still building like the water park and all that stuff.
Still building on. Another place that has a lot to do is Perfect Day at CocoCay. Yeah. This is Royal Caribbean's private island. And it's split into 2 main parts. So it's like a beach club style zone. And then the water park, and has some massive slides and the tallest freestanding slide in all of North America. How crazy is that?
They have a freaking hot air balloon. Like they've got a lot going on.
Balloon.
They've got a lot going on at Perfect Day.
Lots of thrills. But let's talk about that, because we've talked kind of about like what's included at these different places. And I feel like at Perfect Day, you still have some cost when you get off the ship onto their private island.
Yeah, you can book a billion.
Like if you want to go to the beach club, a pass to go to the beach club, right?
Yeah.
So
if you want to go to the beach club, but that's not to say that there's not a lot of beach that you can go to.
No, there's a lot of beach. Absolutely. Like, right. Yes. You're not buying a ticket to be able to go to the beach. This is like the adults only area. And if you want to go enjoy that, instead of it just being open for any adult 18 years and up to buy. And it's how they control how many people are back there.
Yeah.
So,
and I haven't done that experience. But I've done a lot of the other stuff that is to do at Perfect Day, but I haven't done that because they want to charge me money and I want to buy a cabana. So I don't.
Why just buy a cabana?
So when I have gone, I've gone to South Beach pretty much every time, and I've been a few times. And I get a cabana. I got a cabana over there, and this one's more expensive than Norwegian. It's probably like $1,200 to $1,500. It's the same like 8 to 10 people or whatever. But there you have a cabana boy or girl that's, you want something, they're going to bring it to you. Yeah, and you are right on the beach, so you just walk.
That's great.
Yeah, so. I love that, but
when I think of cabanas, I definitely want somebody bringing me my foods and drinks, bringing me towels, or bringing me whatever I need, and I want to walk out and be in the water.
Yeah,
like on the beach.
Yeah, for sure. They're right with their marketing to call it Perfect Day at CocoCay, right? Because it is really a great beach day.
Lots of things to do for the kids, lots of places to relax for the parents. If you want adults only, check mark. If you want a great cabana, check mark. They have that. How's the food, Ryan?
Well, they got mozzarella sticks. Yeah.
Well, I need to go buy me a.
You could
book me a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, and there's like a community of people that have like a secret menu at Perfect Day where you can order some fancy sandwich that comes with the fried chicken and the mozzarella sticks on there and all the things. But yeah, no, I think the food is pretty good at Perfect Day. I think it's probably better than Norwegian, and I'm going to go ahead and say it might be better than Disney too.
I will have to say Disney's food, while it is not horrible by any means, it's not the best. Barbecue. I mean, it's there, it's edible. It's not anything to write home about, though.
Yeah, Disney has beach barbecue. Norwegian, a little bit of a question mark, but I have the food truck. And then Perfect Day is kind of like a combination between like fast food and barbecue. Yeah.
Gotcha.
They
So
also, I want to
let
mention, they have tons of
Mhm.
like different options. Like the cabana I had, I mentioned was like $1,200. It's a standard cabana, but they have like
Mhm.
over the water cabanas too that are like little houses
Right.
almost, and those cost you
Wow.
like $6 million
I didn't even
or
know they
something.
had those.
Yeah, yeah,
$6 million. I mean,
yeah,
why not, guys? A trip to the Maldives or a cabana at
yeah.
perfect day. So, guys, I'm going to stop you here because if all this talk of private islands has number one got you ready to go on a cruise, and number two, you have no idea what cruise line or what private island to pick for your group, Ryan and I are travel advisors, and we specialize in making sure that you get a trip that is custom just for you and your style of travel. So please reach out. We would love to help you, your family, your group experience one of these great private islands on your next cruise. So, Ryan, I know we talked a lot about the food, but let's talk a little bit about pizza. It's time for Ryan's Crusty Review.
I'm gonna go ahead and start right here and say I don't think that any of these private islands have pizza, which is a big
It's a
miss.
huge miss. It's a huge miss.
Okay, let's talk about my most recent terrible decision. So
There's no terrible decisions when it comes to pizza, Ryan.
okay, this is just not the best one. So we were doing a little bit of traveling. Actually, just me. I was doing a little bit of traveling, and I got home late on a Sunday, and Maggie was like, "Well, what do you want for dinner?" And I was like, "Of course, I want pizza." And she's like, "Well, do you want to get it from here? Or do you want to get it from here?" And I was like, "Listen, I just drove 3 hours home from Orlando through the rain and the traffic. I don't want to get back in the car for anything."
Right.
In fact, I said I would be willing to have Papa John's or Domino's or whatever. And she said, "If we're going to do that, we're going to have Pizza Hut." Sounds great. It's like, in a couple of years, so we need to put it through the test. So, when I go to Pizza Hut to get the stuffed crust, because you need to find another
That's
place
why you
to
go to
put
Pizza
some
Hut?
cheese. Yeah, and I like the cheese breadsticks. So we got the cheese breadsticks. We got two stuffed crust pizzas because Maggie and I couldn't agree on toppings. And the total bill,
Half a half. Half and half is not a thing at Ryan's house. You just get separate pizzas. Just FYI. My house, it's half and half. Ryan's house is
so
separate pizzas.
I mean, to start off, we used Uber Eats, which Maggie has like through whatever she has like the
like a pass.
Uber Eats account. With the two pizzas and the cheese breadsticks, and I will admit that I ordered like 3 extra marinaras because I like to dip the stuffed crust pizza in the marinara. The total bill was over $80.
My God.
And then Maggie was doing the ordering. She was like, "I'm not going to tell you what this is." Like, then I saw it on the credit card statement. I was like, "Holy cow, we paid $80 for Pizza Hut pizza."
2 pizzas.
Yeah, only two. For $80, if you were to say, "Brian, what do you think you can get for how much pizza do you think you can get for $80 at Pizza Hut?" I would have said 6 pizzas. That's what I would
I'd
have
said like 5 or 6. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So Pizza Hut tastes pretty much like it did 5 years ago. It's not really
At least it's
changed a whole lot.
consistent.
The best part of it is still the crust. Anyway, obvious like 3 to 4 out of 8 on the pizza scale. It's not great, but there's nostalgia.
If it would have been cheaper, you would have liked it more.
And this experiment's not over. I still got to go back. Like the pan pizza used to be real good, and it's not.
That's the only thing I eat. I skip the stuffed crust.
You do? Okay.
Pan pizza for me. But I was a book it kid, so raised on pan pizza once a week.
That's right.
It's nostalgia for me.
But I don't feel like the pizza is the same as it used to be. Like, I don't think you get that really hard crust with the, I don't think you get that anymore. So we're going to have to test that out.
The crunch at the bottom. We'll have to try that out for sure. All right, guys, we've rated some pizza, but now let's get into rating these private islands and matching them up by traveler type. So we're not going to go through every detail, just our top pick for different types of travelers.
Stephanie, you are the expert on families with young kids. Not me. I'm not that expert. So if you got to pick, which one of these would you go with?
I would do Castaway Cay. That's my pick. There are some things to do for the older kids, but this is a perfect place if you have toddlers. Everything's closed, so you don't have to walk a mile to get anything. Lots of places with beach chairs to sit in some shade while the kids play in the sand. Great calm water, but it doesn't feel overwhelming like you're missing out on a bunch of stuff when you have toddlers. It's perfect.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree at all. If you've got a family with young kids, I think Castaway Cay is the top. Okay. Let's talk about teenager. Does it change, or do we still go with Castaway Cay, you think?
I think it depends on your teenager, but Perfect Day is the spot with the most stuff to do. And we know teenagers and even older kids, they don't want to lay around in a beach chair all day, right? They don't want to relax. They don't want to play in the sand. They want things to run and do. And Perfect Day is actually the perfect day to just let your teens kind of go. It's like one big teen club.
Exciting. Like you get off the ship and there's the big Perfect Day at CocoCay sign. And like you feel like you're going somewhere. So there's all the slides and all the things. You could,
the obstacle course, the zip lining.
Yep. They can get lost there for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So Ryan, you tell us about something I know nothing about.
Okay.
Best place to go, adults only, couples. Which one do you pick?
Okay. So not Lookout, because Lookout Cay, the adults only section, is like way at the end of the beach and it's kind of the same beach.
Yes, like a section of the same beach for sure.
So, and then the other, I hate to go like Castaway Cay is probably going to be like overall pick. I would say that one because it's very separated and it's very like
very quiet.
Whatever the experience you want, you bring. And so, so I would say that one, Castaway Cay, the adults only section. I will say this though, the Norwegian one where I went to see the cabanas, there was like nobody there. So not like adults only, nobody. And
no one.
The reason that's important is I was on one of the biggest Norwegian ships there are. And there was nobody at this.
So to have an area that
kids were
the kids were allowed there, nobody was there at all.
Right. Yeah.
So guys, pro tip, sneak over by the cabanas and the beach there if you're on Norwegian and get yourself a private beach without having to pay private beach money.
Yeah. There were like hundreds of chairs and maybe 6 people.
Wow. Pro tip there.
Yep.
What about groups that have like mixed ages, like our big family groups?
I think Perfect Day because of the variety of experiences, especially if you have a big group, the chances that you're going to have at least 1 or 2 people that cannot sit on the beach is really high. And there's stuff to do. Like there's lots of excursions and things that you could book, and you can do the jet skiing and the snorkel with this or snorkel with that, or take the balloon or go on the water park area. There's lots of things that active person could do and then meet back up with the group for a little swim or something like that.
Now, guys, if you are just overall wanting a more chill day or you're into learning about nature and culture, Lookout Cay is going to be the place to go. Don't you think, Ryan?
Yeah. And there's a little bit of a vibe going on there too with all the, it is the natural beauty and all that stuff. But they also have like some little Junkaroo performances and stuff going on.
Yeah, the vibrancy of the Bahamas are also alive and well there.
Yes.
And then like we talked about with our teens and everything, those action lovers, I think are going to love Perfect Day. Lots of things to do. Even if you're an adult, the water slides aren't just for the kids there. So I think that factors in. Right?
I would never choose a cruise based on the private island. I would just be choosing a cruise based on some other factors. And then I would see the private island on the itinerary and I would be like, okay, what is the thing that we can craft around this private island day to make it really cool?
I think it's interesting too, because I know Disney Cruise Line the best, and Disney Cruise Line actually has itineraries that only take you to their private islands. It's like a stop at Castaway, a stop at Lookout, or 2 stops at Castaway and a stop at Lookout, and they don't stop anywhere else. And to my knowledge, it's one of the few cruise lines doing that. So that's where the private island experience with Disney is kind of going to make or break your whole cruise, because it's the only stops that you're doing.
And again, that's where we go back to Disney and we say things like, it's a Disney cruise is a different vacation entirely than a regular Bahamas cruise.
Yeah. It's a Disney trip. It's just on a cruise boat.
Yep. Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about what cruise lines don't tell you. I mean, you see these gorgeous videos. I've seen so many videos of Perfect Day and how incredible Lookout Key opened, all these videos and pictures of how beautiful it is. But let's talk about some of the insider things that the cruise lines, they just don't speak to when they're trying to sell you these trips.
Yeah. We talk about cabanas at length. They're pricey no matter where you get them. And in some cases, like with Disney, it's almost impossible to get if you're in a regular cabin.
Hint, hint, your travel advisor can help you decide. Hint, hint. Your travel advisor can help you decide if a cabana is right for you.
Well, it's one of those things where like if a cabana is super, 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 super important, like the whole vacation is built around this one beach day, I might say take Norwegian or Royal so that you can guarantee it.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. But even if you have like a drink package on the ship, don't assume that your drinks on the private island are included in your drink package.
That's right.
Because sometimes they are not. So definitely read the fine print, because usually the drink package is while you're on the ship only. Have you ran into this, Ryan?
Yeah, Norwegian did a transfer.
Wow.
They have some other programs that they're launching that you can buy into where the package would transfer over. So you really need to pay attention to that. Yeah.
Right. For sure. And then, like we talked about, some of the experiences, even on the private islands, are an extra cost. Or, they'll have excursions available on each private island. So that's something, don't just, we're going to be at the private island, we'll get to do all these things. Definitely check with your travel advisor and be like, hey, the kids really want to do this, this, and this. Is this included in the experience? Is there anything here that we need to pre-book? Just like the beach club at Perfect Day.
Almost everything that we've talked about is at an upcharge. Like the balloons, the slides, all those things are not necessarily.
Right. So make sure you work with your travel advisor and figure out which ones you need to do or what package you need to book for the day to get everything that you want.
Yep.
So another thing is we're talking beach and sun. Shade's not always easiest to find. So if it's going to be important, you didn't get a cabana, it's important for your group to have somewhere to sit on the beach in the shade. Get off the ship ASAP. Wouldn't you say, Ryan?
Yeah, because, you take advantage of the early morning before the sun is like so
right.
harsh. And then you may be able to find it, the shaded spot under some trees, or you get definitely get the chair with the umbrella that you can, maneuver a bit. It's not super easy. So yeah, that's where getting off really helps.
Yeah. And it also helps, like Ryan spoke to earlier, sometimes get back on the ship before the rush. Yep. Like leave a little bit earlier, do everything you want to do, get there early, and then get back on the ship before everybody else is rushing to get back on the ship, and enjoy some of those spaces on the ship that are normally crowded while everyone else is still off at the private island.
Yep. And you also mentioned January and February. The water might be a little cold to the bottom.
Weather can change so quickly, guys. I mean, it is just like 1 minute gorgeous and sunny, the next minute it's, gonna rain. So keep your eye on your weather app. I'm going to say that for any time you're somewhere that you're not used to being, and prepare your little beach bag for the change in weather. You might pack an extra t-shirt, or, if you got kids that don't like having sand on them, the beach day bag is very important. The only savior here is that ship is pretty close by. So like we said, you can always just we're out.
Yeah.
Go back to the ship. I need the sand off of me.
So when it comes to private islands, I really don't think that there's any one winner. It's going to be about your style and whether you even care about a private island at all. Some people don't. And if you don't care about it, then you may look for itineraries that don't have it, or you might just consider it an extra sea day.
Either way, send us a message. We're going to help you pick the right cruise for your travel style and the right itinerary for your group. On next week's show, we're going to be talking about Lowe's Royal Pacific at Universal Orlando, the pros, the cons, and who should be staying there.
I'm excited about that show because Stephanie has stayed there and I have not. And I am looking forward to learning all about Royal Pacific and why I might want to stay there next time I go to Orlando.
Before we go, Ryan, though, what's for dinner?
Well, be honest, my wallet is empty because of that Pizza Hut stop.
It's
we have
Jack's
leftovers.
frozen pizza tonight. Until next time, guys, keep traveling the world.
Just one slice at a time.
Bye.
Bye.